everybody, thank you for tuning in to the first ever episode of Cup of Tech. Now today I've got a cup of tea. What are you drinking while you're watching this show? Let me know, comment below, and I'll put those comments in the next episode. Now the idea of this, really quickly, I wanted to go over this every episode, but the idea of the show is to go over the week in tech, talk about what's been happening, what new products have come out, and what I'm also working on as well, just to give you guys some updates on what I'm reviewing, what's to come in the future as well. So let me know if you've got any thoughts, anything you'd like to see in the show, anything you would want changed, and I'll take it on board and maybe include it in future episodes as well. Also, if there's topics that you want me to cover, again, let me know so we can try and schedule it in. I want to keep these shows short, and in saying that, let's get straight to it. Still hot. Firstly, and the one reason I wanted to start recording today was because we had Google I/O, and Google I/O is obviously a 3-day event, but on the first day is when they start making all their big announcements. Now the first one, which I wanted to talk about right now, is the Nexus 7. It's the 7-inch tablet from Google. Google has in the past released the Nexus phone, and we've seen what that's like. Obviously it's been out for a little while, but this time it's a tablet. So it's their first tablet, and they decided to go with a 7-inch form factor, and it looks quite good. Just to give you some idea of the specs, if you haven't seen the article already, it is a quad-core processor. It has got a gig of RAM, 8 gig of storage, and it's starting from a really cheap, $250 in Australia. So really good price. Is it taking on the iPad? Well, if you look at it spec on spec, it's not. But when you look at the price, it will probably take some sales from potential iPad buyers. But you know what? It really applies more in the US, where there's a Kindle Fire. We don't have it in Australia, but the Kindle Fire is a very similar tablet to this, and I think Google is really taking on Amazon straight up with this one. One of the downfalls of the Nexus 7 that they've released is it doesn't have all of the bells and whistles that you're used to in most tablets. So it doesn't have expandable memory, it doesn't have a rear camera. There are some things missing on it which you probably would think it's not good enough, but you know what? Pay attention to the price. Hang in, I might even try and get myself a review unit and let you guys know exactly whether you'd be buying it or not. The other thing that we did see in that keynote was the revealing of Jelly Bean. Now Jelly Bean is the newer version, or the update to Android operating system, which you see on phones and tablets. It is coming first on the Nexus 7 device. You can also download it now on the Galaxy Nexus, and I believe it's coming on the Motorola Zoom very quickly as well. And Jelly Bean is bringing with it quite a fair bit of features, considering it's a minor update. Some other companies would probably call it a whole new number, but they've just gone with 4.1 for Jelly Bean, and there's two things which I want to touch on with it right now. One is an update to Maps. Now Maps isn't just exclusive to Jelly Bean, it's actually also on any Android device, and I did the update on my Galaxy S3 today. And it allows offline maps. So for this, really handy. The example that I put on my website was that I'm actually going on holidays to Hawaii in October, and when I do hire a car, I don't want to hire a GPS with it, I want to use my phone, but I don't want to pay the roaming data charges for downloading maps. So with this one, offline maps, I've already highlighted Waikiki, downloaded the full map suite, and it's actually cost me 20 meg of data, which is nothing. Did it over Wi-Fi, took a few seconds, and couldn't be happy with that, because now I'm ready to go with my full map of Waikiki to explore. One of the other updates that we saw coming in Jelly Bean was that, say for example I have an appointment. I have an appointment with a friend for lunch, and I have to travel for that appointment. What it normally does when you have a reminder in your phone is it just reminds you 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever reminder you set before it's actually due. Now what Google has done is that they've looked at where you've got your appointment, and it says, well, if you're traveling to 20 kilometers away, what is required to actually get there and be there on time. So if your appointment's at 1 o'clock, it assesses that if you're catching the bus, which bus you need to be catching, what time you need to be leaving. So it says if you're leaving home, you need to be able to walk to the bus stop and get the right bus to get you to the restaurant for your meeting. So it actually reminds you when you should leave, not when you think that you need to be reminded in, because it knows traffic information, it knows the bus timetables, and it knows how long it takes you to walk from where you are to the bus stop. Really handy, and it's going to make some people's lives very easy. It's delicious. One other piece of news that came out today was the release, or the announcement of the release date for the HTC One S. Now, I've had the One X before. I'm actually currently reviewing the One XL, and today I hear about the One S. Now, I had a look at the specs. The specs aren't too bad. I thought it was going to be a mid-range phone. When I looked at the pricing on Optus, for example, which is where it's being released on, the specs are, the pricing is almost identical. I almost find them on identical plans. Yet the specs compared One X side by side with the One S, not even comparative. If it was me, I would hands down pick the One X. I asked HTC about this today, and I said, why is it similarly priced, yet the specs are different? And it's been said, officially been said, not by me, that the One S is aimed at the female market because it is slimmer than the One X, and it's going to fit in your purse better. So while it is thinner by 1mm, I'm struggling to see why someone would spend money on the One S when the One X is faster, has a better display, has a better front-facing camera, and many other things, and you sacrifice a millimeter. For women, I have an understanding that from what I see on Facebook, girls love to take pictures of themselves with the front-facing camera. You know, they hold the thing out and they pose for it. The front-facing camera on the One S is a VGA camera, which sucks. Who would want a VGA camera when you can get a 720p 1.3 megapixel camera on the XL and on the One X? You sacrifice 1mm, you get a whole lot more. The speed, the better screen. I'm sorry. That's the One S. If you're still interested in it, you can check out the article. But it is coming out 2nd of July for Virgin Mobile and Optus. Virgin Mobile customers, you get a free pair of Beats headphones. Check it out. One other thing I wanted to touch on before I wrap the show up is Adobe. Adobe CS6 is a Adobe Creative Suite 6 is something that I've been trialing. It's a whole bunch of applications in there: Photoshop, Premiere, After Effects, Illustrator, the whole lot. There's so many applications and I haven't even gone through them all yet. I've actually been using it for the last couple of weeks, trying to learn a little bit about it. I'm trying to use Premiere to edit these videos, trying to use Photoshop when I can. It's a learning curve for me because I've never really been into these programs a great deal. I've always known about them. I know that they're the top-notch programs, but never had a chance to use them. Well, today I found out about an event that's going to be happening in pretty much every state in Australia. At the moment, it's been announced for Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne, and Auckland, if you're in New Zealand. And what they're doing is it's almost like a road show where they're going around and they're doing a public launch, which you can actually go to. And they're going to be talking about all the programs. There'll be some really good speakers there with tutorials, tips and tricks, walkthroughs, some giveaways, some prizes there, obviously. It's massive. The one in Sydney is going to be at the it's an exhibition center. And I'm thinking about going because I need to learn a lot about it, but it's also aimed at, you know, the pros, and it's aimed at the novices. So I think you'll have a huge breadth of people that are going to go, and it's something that I'm considering about going to as well. So I'll put the link in the description, make sure you check it out. My cup is empty, and I wanted to just quickly touch on what I'm working on right now. So as I mentioned before, the HTC One XL, I'll be filming the review for this next week. First initial thoughts, but without spoiling the review, very similar to the One X, but with 4G and a couple of other things which I'll touch in the review. And I'm also testing at the moment these Plantronics Backbeat Go headphones. Bluetooth headphones, 13 grams, working like a charm. I've been using them in the gym and using them in the car to talk to people. So far, so good. I'll review them probably next week as well. We'll see how I go for time. Well guys, that is the show today. Let me know what you've thought about it, what you think you would like to see more of, and I'll try and answer those things probably in the next video as well. If you do have any questions as well about me or about what I do, let me know and I'll put that in the show. And I would love to know what you had a cup of today while watching Cup of Tech. It is new for me. It's something I'm quite excited about, but I want to bring the news to you once a week and try and keep this interactive as well. So get in touch and we'll speak soon. Thanks for watching.